Hello, my name's Ben Jones from Merlin Archery. I'm going to be setting up a new Bear Anarchy ready for bow hunting. I think Ian's going to take it off somewhere exotic to shoot, so I better do a good job of it. So there's quite a few accessories we have to put on because the bow by itself is not suitable for shooting, so we've got to have a lot of little adjustments made. The first, probably one of the most important things, is the arrow rest, which supports the arrow. This is a Whisker Biscuit, which is, well, I can tell by the name of it, the biscuit shape on the front. It supports the arrow completely, so there's no risk of the arrow falling off the bow when you're aiming or walking around with it. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to lower the poundage of this bow while we set it up. It's set at 70 pounds, which is pretty heavy. It's the heaviest draw weight you can buy off the shelf for a bow. Normally 60 pounds is more than enough, and even less sometimes, but if you're shooting some pretty sturdy animals like a boar, which is very thick and needs you need to guarantee some good penetration. The arrows are important. That makes a big difference to how much penetration you get. But 70 pound is really the upper limit that you're likely to need for that. Very occasionally you might need a custom bow made heavier than that, but 95% of the time this is more than enough to do the job. So to lower the poundage, it's set at 70 at the moment. There is an adjustment on most compound bows on these limb bolts here. Now there is a limit, and on this particular bow I believe it's 3 full turns is the maximum you're allowed to lower this poundage. So let's do 1, 2, 3. And we're going to increase the poundage back up once I know we can shoot it okay, because 70 pound for a first time archer, I wouldn't recommend it. It is something you have to be shown how to do. It's surprisingly powerful, and it's more about technique than physical strength. So you might consider yourself a pretty strong person, but without the correct technique you're going to struggle. So first of all, let's get this Whisker Biscuit set up. Comes with a simple Allen key bolt. And this is designed actually, it's a nice feature this, where you can get 2 Allen keys in, because there is a risk if that vibrated undone it could move up and down. But this one is designed to take 2 side by side, so even if one of them came undone there's no risk of it moving, because there's quite a lot of vibration goes through bows when you shoot them. And this is one of the quietest, lowest vibration bows you can get. But if you have the option of using double mounts or anything that can reduce it further, it's definitely worth using them. Do that nice and solid on there. Now the next thing we need to do is adjust what's called the centre shot of the bow. So when we fit an arrow on, it just pops in that hole in the middle. We need to make sure the alignment of the arrow in the left-right plane is going to travel in the same path as the string as it pushes forward. So if the arrow is off at an angle, you're going to get bad arrow flight and poor accuracy. So the way we do this is we line up the string, so you visualise the string, down the cam track at the top, and you eyeball it down the length of the shaft, and you're visually moving the arrow left and right until everything looks in square line with the string and the cams, and the arrow is parallel to the bow. Let's take a quick look at that. Well, I'm quite fortunate that out of the box that's lining up nice and straight, but don't take that as for granted, because most times it doesn't happen like that. If I did need to adjust it, which I will do now just to show you how it works. So I'm going to move this arrow rest to be offline, and you'll see what it looks like in a bad position. So if I undo that now, slide that across, which I've just done. As it's currently set, the arrow is pointing off to the left. So the path of the string is not running parallel to the path of the arrow. So the only way to check this is really just by aligning it looking at where the track is on the cams at the top, because the string runs through the middle of the limb at the top, and you take a reference of the string down the middle of the riser. And I don't know if you can see that the arrow, if you then line the string up down the shaft, the point is to the left, which is out of position. So I need now to make sure that's perfectly square. You can never have enough Allen keys either. Okay, perfect. Lock that down. Now I know now that we should get good arrow flight, assuming the arrows match the bow. I've moved the arrow rest back further to the right, and as you draw the string and shoot the arrow, as the arrow is being pushed through the path of the string, it's all in line to give the best possible arrow flight.
For more information on the Bear Anarchy Bow, visit beararcheryproducts.com. Subscribe to Team Wild TV for the best hunting, gear, airgun and now bow hunting videos on YouTube.